Hey everyone, it's Movie Lover 120 here, and I'm here with a brand new movie review, and this is for my, I think, fifth Pixar movie review. And this review is going to be for none other than. Yeah, this is what the review is going to be for. Yeah, this review is going to be for 2008's WALL-E. Okay, you should go off, WALL-E. Alright. So yeah. I think I'd have to consider this my I think I'd have to find this my fifth favorite Pixar film and probably my second favorite film of 2008. Because I absolutely just really adore this film. I think it's just one of the greatest animated films of the 2000s. And we're going to get to why, but I'm going to say what the movie's about. Well, the last robot left on Earth, WALL-E, short for Waste Allocation Load Lifter Earth Class, is the last one left on Earth. He spends his days tidying up the planet, one piece of garbage at a time, but during 700 years, WALL-E has developed a personality, and he's more than a little lonely. Then he spots a new sleek and shapely probe sent to Earth named Eve, who's on a scanning mission for a plant. WALL-E becomes immediately smitten with her and embarks on his greatest adventure yet when he follows Eve across the country. Yeah, that's the plot. So, here's why I can probably consider this the fifth best Pixar movie. Or, yeah, I think it's the fifth, but whatever. It's just, I don't think there's really a ranking for certain Pixar films. I think almost the majority of Pixar films are great, so I don't think there's really a ranking for them, really. But I think it's one of their best. Here's why it rocks. Well, the concept of a film about a lonely robot that finds a planet and goes to by and large a ship called the Axiom in order to get back to Earth is incredibly interesting. And a very great concept, and what I really like is that the protagonists for a children's movie have little to no dialogue, just really make robot sounds. And for a G-rated animated flick, it really works. Surprisingly, they don't make the movie boring. I mean, they still have like humans in the film to make at least a little bit dialogue to prevent the movie from being a little too boring. So there's got to be still like a little bit of dialogue in there. But now onto the characters. WALL-E is this very likable and memorable protagonist that you really care about. He can, like I've said, he can barely speak and only says a few words, but his actions let us know exactly what he's feeling and thinking. In fact, pretty much most of the main robot cast don't even say words at all. They use actions to show how they're feeling and what they're thinking and how they're reacting to certain stuff, and it really works well. Eve is also an amazing character too. She gets a lot of great character development. She starts off as this total jerk to WALL-E before she became friends with WALL-E after she finds out that WALL-E actually has this plant. That she's looking for. Even apart from them, almost every robot in the film is complex, well-developed, and has an interesting personality besides what they were programmed to do, especially this one robot, and the clean robot named Mo is just trying to clean this guy. Since he keeps leaving this like dirty trail no matter where he goes, like on his like tires, since he's been in dirt most of the time. Like there are plenty of funny moments throughout the whole movie, and the scene where the president, that's Shelby Fortright, who's played by late actor Fred Willard, secretly filled that planet Earth is that the air was too toxic to supply life on Earth, so he decided to cancel the operation and let mankind live in space forever with a directive A113 to all the autopilots and telling them not to go back to Earth is very horrifying and depressing. It pretty much symbolizes a warning for most of us as a human race to take better care of the Earth, or this could probably happen to something like us. Because that's what I also love. I love the environmental message this movie gives. Yeah, so like it's not like over convoluted like most animated movies. It really plays it out well, pretty much showing what could really happen if we don't take care of the Earth at all, because stuff like this can really happen. I mean, yeah, and there were tons of amazing lines, such as when the security boss is Ron when all about yelled, yeah, and especially whatever. And there's also this amazing soundtrack that was composed by Thomas Newman, who also composed another one of Pixar's greatest films, Finding Nemo. It has a great mix of science fiction, drama, romance, and comedy. And we even have songs from this movie called Hello Dolly, such as Put On Your Sunny Clothes, and it only takes a moment to really connect with the movie and make it even more entertaining. And it has several positive messages about relationship and the environment. Andrew Stanton, who also directed Finding Nemo, directed and wrote this movie too, and his writing and directing are really brilliant. That this was actually one of Pixar's very first ideas they had gotten. They just never gotten around to making it, as they were busy with other ideas they were making after Toy Story, like A Bug's Life, Monsters Inc., Finding Nemo, even the very teaser that debuted to announce this movie actually confirmed how this whole idea got made. Like, they kind of started making it around summer of 1984 in this little restaurant, and most of the Pixar crew got together and discussed certain film ideas, and I think that's a pretty great teaser. When the teaser first came out, that was pretty unique and very well announced the concept for this film and how there's several other concepts got made. I'll send the link to that first teaser so you guys can all see it. Yeah, and there's another thing, and there's another great character I think I like. I think I also like that Captain is voiced by Jeff Garlin. He's this very interesting character. Like, once he sees the planet, he immediately starts to get really curious about Earth and stuff, and he immediately sees how damaged it's become and how damaging the Axiom's really becoming to all the humans, since now they're basically all overweight and now hovering in chairs and basically do nothing. So he makes it his first mission to quickly go back to Earth, repair it, and still tries to get past the villain bot Otto, who I'm gonna get to in a little bit. But I think he's actually I think he's a pretty interesting character. I really like how he just wants to go back and repair Earth after realizing the damage that got caused to it, and realizing that "Do Not Return to Earth" message was returned like 700 years ago. Now, for the only bad quality, I mean, speaking of Otto, because unlike the other robots, Otto, who's actually the main villain of the film, is kind of poor developed and lacks really a proper motive for his actions. He's kind of just your average HAL 9000 robot from 2001: A Space Odyssey. Kind of wish he were written a little better, but it's mostly just this wheel that just doesn't want the people going back to Earth. That's kind of really just his motive. Since he kind of just follows a direction that was, an order that was given about 700 years ago. So, yeah, another unique thing that I'm only going to spoil for those who have not seen the movie, they actually do something pretty unique. Near the end of the movie, the protagonist almost gets crushed to death, and they actually nearly make it look like he won't come back. Like, as soon as they get back to Earth, Eve quickly repairs him, and his battery then quickly recharges, but he does wake up, but he doesn't recognize her, and he pretty much just continues to go back to work, and it makes it look like the protagonist nearly died, but he thankfully does regain his memory. Don't worry, guys. But I thought that was pretty unique fake out death. Like, usually in animated films, that fake out death cliche is very annoying and overused, but how they did it in this movie really works. He doesn't just magically come back like after 50 seconds or just 1 minute or just magically come back with his memory restored the minute he gets repaired. No. He nearly looks like the true Wally we know actually nearly died and had his whole memory erased for good. They nearly came close to doing that. But then again, that it would be too depressing if they really killed him off, but I really like Pixar actually kind of had the balls to nearly kill off their protagonist, especially for a G-rated animated film. To be fair, I kind of really miss the old Pixar, but yeah. So for me, this is probably the second greatest movie of 2008 behind The Dark Knight. I kind of think The Dark Knight's still slightly better, but this was definitely the best animated movie of 2008. This was a good childhood favorite of mine, If you have not seen this movie yet, I would recommend it. It's one of Pixar's greatest movies. And here's how I'm actually going to rank it. I am going to give WALL-E a 10 out of 10. And there we go. That pretty much covers my review for WALL-E. I don't know what movie I'm gonna review next, but I think I'm gonna review a comedy movie as my next review. But anyway, I have to say that'll be a first review. Thank y'all for watching. And if you like this and want to see more, then don't forget to like and subscribe to Movie Lover 120.